Greetings, lovers of arm wrestling. Matthew here. Fair warning, this video is going to be a fair bit more personal than the others I've made. My voice is going to sound a little bit nasally too, because I've been emotional and stuffed up all day. But yeah, let's get right to it. I want to react to a video today. And I feel like this video is important. I would like us to be talking about this video and the ideas of videos like these, rather than talking about all the arm wrestling drama crap that's going on. This is a video Devon made. And yeah, there's a lot of drama surrounding Devon, but I don't want to talk about that Devon stuff. I want to talk about this Devon stuff. And the video I'm talking about is...
Okay, guys, check this out. So, this is a little art studio.
A star over Austin. So this was made about a month ago, or a little over a month ago. Camera can't seem to focus, sorry. So this is another painting video. And in this video, Devon talks about his childhood and how his beliefs and wishes about life and death were shaped by his experiences growing up. As some of you may know, Devon is a big immortality guy. He would love to live forever, and he has perhaps dipped his toes into some life extension things. I made a previous video about how Devon's ideas connect to the ideas of Brian Johnson, you know, the most measured man on earth, the don't die guy. It was a pretty good video. It got a fairly good response. I'll go back to me for a second. I do want to react to this A Star Over Austin video because it touches on some different things, and it makes it even more abundantly clear to me that Devon has a lot of similar thoughts to me.
Just beginning. It's like in the process of moving, right? This is actually our old gym on the main floor, and the gym is going back down into the basement, and this will become an art studio. So we are in the process of remodeling, and I love to do art. I'm not an artist. Well, you know, I don't paint very much, but my brother was a great artist, and I am a lover of awesome artists.
I just want to pause there and talk about that. So Devon not calling himself an artist is a very humble thing. He may not paint professionally or avidly, but I think that being an artist is about a lot more than just how often you do it, or even how well you do it from a technical standpoint. Being an artist is about expressing a gift that has grown inside you and needs to be let out. It's about sort of following that compulsion. And I think that's what Devon does in his little paintings, as well as in the art of arm wrestling.
Shout out to Ali Omeric, best arm wrestling artist there is.
I'm gonna make some of my own arm wrestling art too. I think that'd be cool.
So I just got back from Texas down in Austin. It was a lovely trip. Lovely. I've been meaning to go to Austin for such a long time. Last time I went to Austin, we went to this place. It was filled with arm wrestlers. Like 300 people showed up.
My girlfriend and her family actually live pretty close to Austin, and I remember thinking I should try and get down there when Devon was there, but the timing just didn't work out. It'll happen someday.
Tiny little place, incredible night. I feel like I arm wrestled the last 6 days pretty much most of Texas. There were a couple guys I missed, but I pulled a lot of you. I'll say that this big dude named Mark wins the prize. This dude, you can see him on the video. Anyways, today we paint the picture.
Yes, we do.
I'll try and tell a story. It is inspired by my trip to Austin. So. All right. So
The beginning.
let's just start off with a little bit of color.
Yep. Green is a good color to start with.
So I'd like to tell a story of when I was a very little boy, of my kind of first traumatic kind of brain incident, which, I mean, I don't know if you could call it a depression, but I was young. I was probably around 9 or so, probably grade 4 or somewhere around grade 2 or grade 3 or grade 4, something around there, probably more around grade 3, 4. And where all of those thoughts kind of led to, and what they represent as kind of a driving force in my life, and where we still are today, and how as an older person, how it kind of comes out. So, older person, I say, as I'm 50. I mean, much respect to those who come before me. So
I'll just pause there to mention that this video that Devon's making, it connects to the thing that I've been struggling with today. So these emotions might come out of me at some point, and I hope you're okay with that. I'm dealing with a lot.
I need brown. I apologize, guys. My editing is never the best.
Nope.
I just
Neither's mine.
record my life and share it like a photo album that you can share with me. I appreciate so many people joining me on this journey. This is really, to me, this picture will be trying to put into words what I think is like the most important thing in life, and it's purpose. It's higher purpose. It's unifying purpose. So
Yeah.
I grew up on a little island. I was born in Victoria, Canada, but my earliest real memories are from the island. We moved there when I was like 3, and we had a big, beautiful farm on Lake Ontario, on a place called Big Island, the North Shore of Big Island.
Big Island.
And we grew up right on the water. A big lake.
Big lake.
Great big lake.
Yeah.
And we swam like every day in the summer.
See,
Every day.
just the way he's starting to kind of block this in with these really light, loose brush strokes. It's just a really good, simple reflection of how the mind works. That's how an idea begins. It's just light, loose strokes. You're testing the waters. You're just kind of playing with kind of ribbons. You're playing with wind, and then as time goes on, you start to solidify.
I used to dive. But I remember even right at the very, very beginning, of me going to the water, one of my most amazing memories was going fishing with my mother for the first time. We were out down by the water, out on the rocks. It was a rocky shore. And there were other islands that you could go to down the coast. And I threw out a bobber. I threw out a bobber on a rope, and a fish so mighty came along, and snapped the bobber, and away it went.
He talks like a children's storybook. Talks like he writes in the funny little arm wrestling books he's made, like the story of Levon and all that stuff. He has this way about him, and I'd love to read more stuff of his if he ever decides to, like, you know, really publish something.
I was fascinated by the water. You know, like where I grew up was actually a little bit away from the water. Probably we grew up in a house. We grew up in a house and had a barn, and we would walk down to the road.
Yeah. Notice how this painting is growing as the story goes on. He's painting over previous things to kind of show how the world is changing, to show himself growing up.
Go across, there was grass on the road. Oh, hello, little dear. Avery, I'm telling a story. Yeah, I'm doing art. Do you want to see? Yeah, we're recording. Hey, Georgia.
I'd love to see.
Okay, so this is not, like, super related to the topic of the video, but I just love how when Devon gets interrupted while making a video, it's not really seen as an interruption. He just flows with it, and he loves creatures coming into the frame. Creatures, I say, people or animals, you know, whatever. He just he loves interacting and sort of making other people or animals a part of his videos, and it just is a testament to how I don't want to say like how loving he is, but yeah, just how loving he is, I think. And I aspire to be more like that. I aspire to be more open and just kind of go with the flow. I tend to be pretty like rigid and like prone to distraction. So if, like, you know, someone interrupts me while I'm doing something, I tend to get kind of pissed, if I'm being honest. I don't handle needing to change my mindset that well. So that's something I'm working on.
See, I'm just starting.
Can I see?
Yeah, of course you can see.
What do you mean?
Of course.
Dad?
Well, I'm telling a story about when I was a little boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of story?
It's a story about where I grew up.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm telling a story about where I grew up. And
Sorry
see
about
this
that,
here,
sirens.
This is like the beach.
Yeah.
Okay? Like this is kind of where I lived. Okay? And we used to go down to the beach. Oh, so much of my life was growing up on the water. Anyways, listen, you girls have fun.
Okay.
It's so good to see you. How was your workout?
It was super good.
Yeah, what'd you work?
Glutes and cardio.
Okay. All right, here we are. So,
Pecs and glutes, baby.
Avery and Georgia, everybody. Okay, so that's where I grew up. And,
Yep.
you know, back then, I mean, we could dive for little clams. I would catch perch. I'd catch perch.
Yep.
I was catching rock bass in the summer.
Yep. Used to catch perch at my grandparents' lake, Blue Lake it was called, and we would take the pontoon boat out in the afternoon. We would catch perch, bass, sunnies, sunfish. Oh yeah. Yep, I was a real young kid when I did all that stuff too, and it's just occurring to me now actually that Devon's backstory and mine are a little bit similar in this way.
All the kids today on their phones and everything, it's not really true. I know that there's lots of kids out there who grow up, you know, and parents, I think you should do your best to keep them that way.
Yep.
Grow up in the summer on a farm.
Yeah.
Nothing, isolated, no phones. Let them run in the wild. That's what my parents did to me. You grow in a vacuum.
And give them art supplies, give them Legos, give them... these days, I'm torn on whether I should say Minecraft or not, because Minecraft is a fantastic creative medium, but it's also very addictive and blah, 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 whatever.
They used to say. So, the beach was a wonderful place where I lived. Wonderful place. Filled with incredible life. And I used to go hunting for carp there. I was so mystified by these carp that used to breed
Hunting.
in the swamps in front of my house.
Like spear hunting, arrow
As I
hunting.
grew older, I chased them with all sorts of things, but I remember the first time I caught a carp, it was one of the greatest days of my life. I dragged him up.
Yeah.
I dragged him up.
Yeah.
Where was it? It was bigger than this.
A lot
It was still
bigger.
much bigger.
Oh, so much bigger.
The
Yeah.
land was big. It continued to grow in my understanding of it. We had forests.
It just keeps changing. So this is going to keep going, okay. Before we go too far, I just want to ask you something. Do you think he planned what's going to happen? Do you think he planned this entire transformation that is going to happen to this painting, or did he just kind of come up with the visuals on the fly?
And life was wonderful.
Yep.
And then it's strange with development and children. You know, the house that I grew up in, my parents didn't teach me religion. Although you could say we are of religious descent. We had Christmas, Easter. We read the Bible at Christmas. We did not go to church. My grandparents claimed to be scientists, and my father couldn't give a shit. So we were a scientific family. My father actually read a little bit too much Nietzsche, but anyways, it was a scientific family. And as you age, you come to realize that religion and science are very, very closely intertwined, and so you must forgive me with my language. I speak as respectfully as I can when I articulate my ideas. But came a time of great darkness for me.
So before we get into the time of great darkness, I was raised religious, to Baptist parents. Went to a Baptist church for the first 12, 13, 14 years of my life, but I started to find things that were more important to me than getting up early on a Sunday morning. I would rather stay up late creating stories or drawings the night before and sleep in on Sunday. Very early in my life, creativity became my religion. And it's taken me this long, actually, to realize that creativity was my religion all along. But no, I agree with what he says about science and religion being intertwined. They're both a search for truth. But I suppose science would describe physical or empirical truth, while religion would describe metaphysical truth. Unless, of course, religion does discover how the universe actually works. I don't think it has yet, personally. But like Devon, I'm going to try to be respectful in the way that I say things. Okay, darkness time.
When I was 10, a great darkness overswept me. I think I'll need a bigger brush.
Uh-oh. Your painting's falling.
So, I was 10.
Yep.
And very quickly it came to me.
Oh, man.
Very quickly.
Look at that.
A darkness, a realization of death.
Yep.
A realization
Yep.
of death, not only to our species, but to all death.
Yep. Wow, look at all of it has been
Death covered the
consumed.
ocean.
Death covered the ocean. Look at that.
Death even started to cover the land. Death covered the land.
Yeah.
Death came over the land.
Yeah.
Not much of the land was left.
Yeah.
There was just the island.
Yeah.
And every day I understood that no matter how fast we ran, we could not escape the black hole.
Yeah.
Bringing everything into it. And in my young mind, I knew that it was likely inevitable for death for all in some eventuality in an infinite distance ahead. However, the thought of not having immortality was disruptive. So
Death touches us all in different ways. Doctors witness death regularly. Warriors may inflict death upon others, whether they like it or not, and watch their friends die. And normal people come across it as they get older, or maybe as they're young. Devon seems to have experienced something at a young age. Death didn't really take a foothold in my life until maybe I was in my early 20s. And it was my grandpa. I was living in Romania at the time. My grandpa was back home in the States, and he passed away without me being there, and I've always regretted that. And then no other huge deaths have really rocked my world yet, aside from a couple of animals that I failed to save. A crow that I found limping. I got it to the rehab center, but they were forced to put it down because its hip turned out to be so badly twisted that it was just living in intractable pain. A squirrel fell out of a tree in front of me, baby squirrel, and its mother didn't want it, so I took it in, tried to nurse it back to health, but its head had been so badly injured from the fall that it just died in my hand. And then something that's been happening more recently is kind of, I think that this is going to be my big one. This is going to be my first intimate encounter with death. But let's get back to the video.
As a child, I would go down to the water's edge. I'd go down to the water's edge. And I would start fires. All along the water's edge. Every day I would start fires and sit. I would practice. I would see how fast I could start fires. With what different type of woods. Experimented with gas. Through my burning, even able to start fires in the rain, I came to a realization that this was depression. This was a form of depression manifesting itself into a wanting to burn things. And it was not for some time until I realized what this was, and I completely stopped doing it. But during this time, during my depression, I kind of
I do think Jordan Peterson should talk to Devon Larratt, and I think he should react to Devon Larratt's painting videos.
I realized that we couldn't give up. And we could not let this thought depress us, because that's not what life is. That's not why life is here. The most important thing that life does, the most important thing is that it tries to survive. It is the purpose of life.
Yeah.
On this
it's a little bit hard for me to accept right now. It hits deep.
Beautiful planet that we have, right?
Yeah.
For starters. It's a beautiful planet.
Yeah.
Wonderful place. Do we not have the greatest planet?
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
somehow inherited as...
Do we not have the greatest planet? Like, sounds like something Trump would say. Yeah, in like the year 2080, when we're a space roaming civilization, Trump will be talking about, oh, do we not have the, yeah, whatever.
humans or whatever. And I know that we share this planet with many things. All that make it so special.
Yeah,
Beautiful planet.
beautiful planet.
And, yeah, pretty sure that the Earth is round. Just saying. Guys, I apologize. I am not a professional artist, okay? My brother was pretty good. But I have never advanced past, a kind of grade 3 kid. I kind of use my art to tell stories and have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious if he has any of his bro's old art. And if that is something that could be shared one day.
I'm going to start to try and get to the point here as I blather. There's so many stories that repeat themselves over and over in
Yeah.
our tales from the past. And
Yeah.
for one, it's, I think, all the best things are done together, collaboratively, and best in proximity. In proximity. Maybe in some very bad way of drawing, you can see my attempts. Oh, this is so wrong. Anyways, let me try and fix this.
No. It's fine. It's perfect.
So, this is where I grew up, and that's where, I came to start to think about mission when I got older. Like, why, and I started to realize that, we are all these different countries and different people and different religions and races living on this planet. And we can go much further than that as well, to include other species
Yes, please.
as part of what we are. But
Yes, please.
essentially,
Yes, I would really like very much for us to include other species in what we are, as he said. I hope that someday healthcare for animals is just as robust and highly prioritized as it is for people. And I do also hope that one day we can get to a point where we can collectively agree to stop eating animals. I'm not a vegan. I was at one point. But I still think about it. And I think it would be great if we continued to educate ourselves and each other about the possibilities for what we can eat. And not do it in a way that that shames people, but do it in a way that that encourages, that inspires, because this is an entire paradigm. We've been living wired this way. I mean, since the beginning of humanity. It's going to be a very hard thing to change. It's going to take a long time, but I do believe that one day it's possible. See, often when people think about big changes that need to happen, they think about whether it can happen in the span of their lifetime. And if they don't see it's happening in the span of their life, they get frustrated and act like it's impossible. But I think whenever you think about some huge global paradigm that needs to change, you need to be thinking thousands of years into the future. And you need to be thinking about the small fraction of improvement that your life can make. And you need to think about how that small fraction can combine with all the other small fractions that are happening around the world right now. Think about those movements. Think about how any improvements you make in your own life could be passed down to your children through your DNA. Think about how your words and actions can make small improvements in the lives of other people. Think about how your legacy can spread the influence that you desire and just push the world that little bit closer to what you want. It requires a lot of patience, and it requires the acceptance that you will not live to see the fruits of your labor. And neither will your children, and neither will your children's children, perhaps. But you have faith. You have faith in humanity, and that, to me, that's what true faith is. It's facing the unknown forthrightly and knowing that heaven is something that can be created by people. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday.
We are Canadians. We have Canadians out in Quebec, on the East Coast, and in the West Coast.
All these different people.
And the Brazilians and the South Americans.
Yeah, we all work together.
You know, you have, I mean, I feel like the Americans have to be red too.
Of course. It's because we're so stressed and inflamed. Nice little world there. Look at that.
Just a small little planet.
Look what he did.
Just a small little planet is what we are. In a vastness, in an infinity.
Look what he did.
And our purpose, of course, is we must go further, right? Our first purpose as life, we must continue to grow, expand, and what that means is we must unify and bring our best forth, as if it is possible, if we are truly allowed to flower.
He's already moving on to the next idea, but look what he did there. He turned this painting from a little island to a lake, to a forest on the edge of the island, to a great darkness consuming the waters, and then little fires lighting the lake's edge, and then the little space that the darkness didn't consume becomes a continent. See that? It becomes a continent on this planet. And the darkness is outer space. Just such an elegant, simple transformation. And now we're about to flower, he says. Let's see what he means by that.
blossom through space.
Yeah.
We must send forth our best.
Yeah. Neil Armstrong.
We must bring everyone in pieces. A story so old. What has brought me to think like this, you know? I've always been in the field of, I suppose, physical, mostly optimization.
Yeah.
But there's many ways, many pieces. Many pieces. And they will come from all over.
Yeah. I really love this insight. You don't have to be like a scientist creating spaceships or like someone solving world hunger, or like leading a country to make a contribution to this great effort that we're all in together to flourish as a species. You can be an athlete who inspires people to be strong and healthy and to pursue their goals. I mean, Devon inspires the fuck out of me, and I am minimally involved in sports. And even working out is something that I don't do nearly enough. But no, I understand that everyone has their role in this. My role in this is to write stories. Like, write stories really seriously. Create realities that you can sink into, and when you come out, you've changed. You've added this story to your own life, and you are going to live parts of it, and you're going to see parts of it in your own life, and it improves you. It makes that fractional improvement that I was talking about, that improvement that you need to pass down before you die.
From all over the globe.
Look at that. It looks good.
Like I say, I wasn't really born religious, but you know, you hear stories and you know what happened in Bethlehem,
Yeah.
with the star and the Immaculate Conception and
Yeah.
Mary, and there's truth to all of it. It's all true.
Yeah.
There are many stories that are true.
See, that is coming back to, hold on, I'll flip to me. That is coming back to what he said about science and religion being closely entwined. Again, like I was saying, science may be more about empirical truth, physical truth, whereas religion may be about metaphysical truth, about truths that are about the way you ought to live, truths that don't describe something material, but something more mental, psychological, spiritual. So I think that's what Devon means when he says there are many stories that are true. The story of the Star of Bethlehem, of Jesus and Mary, it's true in, you could say, it's true in the way that you live.
And one
You've been doing too much thumb work. Too strong for the brush, man.
of the stories is told backwards, depending on what you believe, but what Jesus came from heaven. He is the result of a flower, or whatever word you want to use.
Dude. Okay, so yeah, Jesus being the result of a flower is crazy because I don't know how many of y'all have seen Ridley Scott's Alien movies, but in the lore of Alien, Jesus is actually, spoilers, sorry, Jesus is a human who was actually taken away from the earth by aliens, the engineers actually, the like big white dudes, and they taught him how to live. They taught him how to be Christ-like, and then they sent him back to Earth to save humans because humanity sucked. What did humanity do? They nailed him to a cross and killed him. And that was like one of the big reasons why the engineers ended up saying, you know what? Let's kill humanity. Let's send some xenomorphs down there and kill them. Basically give them hell. Like a hellish punishment. So anyway, yeah, so that's like Jesus being the result of a flower that went out into space, that flourished, and then almost like sent its pollen back to the planet in a way. But like there are like different versions of Gnostic, the Gnostic belief system that suggest that maybe Jesus was like a human who reached enlightenment before he went up to the great light and then kind of came back to teach the lessons and such. I'm not quite as familiar with that type of lore, but it's something that I vaguely recall. Anyway, let's continue.
I have learned in my time about a light. A light is very important. A light is a signal. A light. We are a well-equipped species. One that can recognize a calling. And there are many steps. Anyone with the power to put forth our best that's a calling.
Man, the way he talks.
So for me, it's always just been a light. That's what I saw when I did ketamine. I feel like I always knew it, but when I used ketamine, I became instantly aware of a guiding light in my life. And steps off of that were simply into darkness. And once you were aware of the light, then there would be no reason not to follow it. And it goes up. It goes up from there. Up. It'll fly across. It'll fly across.
Look at that. Look at that.
Like a beautiful plant.
Look at that.
It simply cannot be killed.
Simply cannot be killed. Oh, man.
As it all enters.
That reminds me a lot of, well, first of all, the novel I'm writing, because actually the villain of my novel wants to create this plant that goes to another world, but that's for another discussion. What it reminds me of first, before that, is something I said as a kid. And I only remember this because my mom wrote it down. So I was a fan of Thomas the Tank Engine, and I really loved Gordon, the most magnificent engine of them all. So I was pretending to be Gordon one day as I crossed the street. I had my arms like coupling rods, and I actually did this on multiple occasions. I remember on one of them, my mom would be like, "What are you doing with your arms?" And I'd say, "These aren't arms, these are coupling rods." And another time, she was cautioning me against getting run over by a car. And I said, "This engine is too beautiful to be destroyed." That's some big shit for a kid to say, like when you put it in the context of all this stuff Devon's talking about. Let's see what he's actually talking about. Let's get back to it.
All the colors coming together in great concentration.
Hey, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, Milo. Hey, I'm drawing a picture. Yeah, I'm getting to the final part. I'm getting to the final part.
Recording?
Yes, yeah. And so then, basically what there is there's a union. There's a union of people.
A union.
They all come together.
See the green and the yellow?
Yes, there's green, yellow, there's many colors. They're all, I'm not always so full of detail, but I've been telling a story at the same time. Like, all the colors are coming together. Anyways, how you doing?
Oh, good. I was just coming over to get a little bit of food.
Yeah, good. Good.
It's nice. Just having the presence of mind to ask your son how he's doing when you're recording a video. It's really like, a video isn't like this closed off thing to Devon. It's not like this super serious project. It's more like just another moment in his life. It's an open door.
Anyone else?
I think the girls are upstairs. Mommy is too.
I leave soon.
You do,
We
Mom.
gotta call Josh like right now. I don't know if you're able to do that, but
Yeah, we can.
wait a little bit. But
Yeah, anytime you're ready.
okay.
Um,
We gotta let you go. I'm gonna call Josh.
I will say, he ruined it. The line looked a lot better before. Now he made it like this even thickness all the way through, and it's like too thick, and he kind of made the paint fade so it's no longer as bright, and I'm actually really upset about it, but we can continue anyway.
so we come together, and the best pieces of us.
Giggity.
And that is why I went to Austin. I've never in my life met someone and said, your mission is greater than mine. I've never done it until my dear friend,
Yeah, who the fuck did you meet? Like, I want to know.
and you know,
I guess
it
he'll never
all
say.
starts to spiral together, this light as it goes out, swirl up, swirl up, swirl up and away. And where?
Nah, me first. Listen, this whole swirl up thing, look at this. He's making a spiral that goes into heaven, and this is some Gurren Lagann shit right here. Look at this. Have you seen the anime Gurren Lagann? It's all about a man's drill being his soul. It's a robot anime. These boys and girls and everybody, they ride in these big robots that, well, the main robot is equipped with a drill that has the ability to just break through any obstacle. And this drill continuously pierces bigger thing after bigger thing until finally the heroes are at this impossibly huge, like, enemy that they have to face. Just, like, universal sized shit. And, like, yeah, that story is all about, like, going into space and stuff, and, like, yeah, with the power of your drill, with the power of like a drill, it's a helix. It's like a galaxy. And we get into all this kind of galaxy imagery. So this is Gurren Lagann. And also this is the song Lateralis by Tool, wherein, like, one of the final bits of the song, he sings, spiral out, keep going, spiral out, keep going, spiral out, keep going. And the song is about just passing your limits as a human. It's about just letting go of your inhibitions and just letting yourself experience life completely. And that part of the song gives you this sense of transcendence, of just spiraling up into space. So yeah, like, this is all the same shit right here. It's so cool. I love that he did this.
Goes exactly I'm really not sure. But in the distance, for reference, just so it's understood what it would have really been a metaphor to, it's just a seed. Seed in the wind.
So I was confused at first about like why this star up here would be a seed in the wind, but I think it's actually a seed that was produced by a previous plant that some other planet may have produced. And that is sort of the idea that maybe God or angels or these higher beings taking care of us are actually beings who ascended from a state much like the state we are in now. They just did it first. So that's a cool idea. And yeah, this is the flower. See, plants have these kind of helical structures to them too. They spiral upward. If you look at the grain of tree bark, it kind of does that. If you look at certain flowers, they have this twisting rise that they make. Yep, it's all the same.
In the same way that it shines up, it also comes down and connects.
He ruined it. Again. I'm so fucking angry. Okay, kind of saved it a little bit. But see, now it's green. Now it's turning.
Fully join.
Dude, this is so cool.
Fully join.
So cool how he turns it green just by blending it. He didn't even use a green color. But he fucking turned it green like a plant. Did he plan this? Bro, this is like 200 IQ shit. No cap, bro.
Thanks for a great week, Austin. Thank you for the arm wrestling. Loved the Dave Asprey conference. Got to meet so many cool people. But, this is for Mini Circle. I'm so honored to know what you guys are doing. Ryan, I'm at your service.
Wait, what?
I'm so... conference, got to meet so many cool people, but this is for Mini Circle.
Mini Circle? Mini
I'm
Circle?
So honored to know what you guys are doing. Ryan, I'm at your service.
Huh. Well, now I have to do some research, but yeah. I'll turn it back to me for a sec. Yeah, so I very much do want to live forever, or at the very least, push humanity a little bit closer to a state where it doesn't have to worry about death. Or at least not worry as much. And not just humanity, but the animals too. And maybe even the plants one day. Because they're sentient too. It's like... everything is a little bit conscious if you believe in panpsychism. But, I guess I would like to ask for a special prayer in regard to my darling kitty, Alice. She, has stage 2, almost stage 3, kidney disease. And this morning, she was having trouble with her bowel movements. She was in a lot of pain and there was blood. So we took her into the doctor, and she's spending the day there currently. They are doing tests on her. So yeah, she's going to be the first big blow that I take, like really big blow. I mean, I've had a few that I talked about earlier, but they were all cushioned in some way, or the creature was not a creature that I knew very well. Yeah. I will show you a picture of her, and maybe even a little video, because her eyes are green, and green is a Devon thing. I might even put her in the thumbnail. Yeah. I should probably share more about her on my YouTube, because she has inspired a lot of my art, and in a very real sense, she has kept me alive as well. So I owe a lot to that little baby. You should spend some time with the ones that you love, whether they are people or animals. And if they try to curl up on your lap or walk on top of you while you're working or something, you should let them and not get too upset. I think in the past I wasted a little bit too much time, and I ruined too many moments being rigid and not letting her in. But I've been making up for it as I learn to appreciate her and everything that she is. She is one of those creatures that I think deserves to live forever. If I had the option, I would give the immortality pill to her rather than myself. Yeah, good shit, Devon. Thanks. Yeah, if you have, for some reason, sat through all of this, I hope you enjoyed, and please comment your own reflections. I would love to hear them and chat with you about that. Take care.